Thanks, Mark. Hopefully everybody's now seeing the actual portal up on the screen. The portal is designed, and we're going to take just a very brief tour through the portal today. We're going to really just concentrate on 3 key areas where you would find value and information. The areas we're going to focus on today are going to be the dashboard, the section called editors, and a section called reports, which we'll also talk about a way to create notifications and custom reports. So the portal itself is designed to be agnostic. So even though today we're really talking about Big Fix and the HCL acquisition of the Big Fix software, the system itself can house any software and any hardware, as well as their associated contracts and services. Every user starts off at the dashboard. When you log in, you will come to the dashboard, and the dashboard's designed in 3 sections. This top section is really a call out of actionable data. This is telling you specifically information that is coming up in the next 90 days. So data that requires action, whether it's expiring contracts, expiring billing terms, warranty expiration, license expiration, skewed service expiration. It would show up here within the section. When you hover over, you're going to see that you can drill into the information by either viewing, exporting to Excel, emailing, or printing. The system is designed that 90 days prior to any contract expiration, license expiration, or service expiration, that it will send out a proactive notification to whoever within your organization you want to receive that. So again, it's 2 different ways for our system to let you know that you have an action coming up. The second section is really what data you have access to. And you can both expand and collapse these widgets so that you can see how many active contracts are in the system, how many active hardware assets, software assets, and you can even see your user adoption, who's coming into the system. You can see how many of your contracts or how many of your assets are covered, how many are exposed. Exposure has potential risk or liability. And the same thing with your active software and how many licenses. So the difference between a software line item and a license is going to be a quantity. You may only have a license in the system one time, but the quantity will drive how many active licenses there are. And again, you see those same view, export, email, or print functionalities. And the last section that we're going to focus on the dashboard is what I call the analytics section. And this is where you start to see graphical representation of a lot of the same information as above. But you can start to see your asset count by coverage status, by platform, by manufacturer. You can see the top renewals coming up within the next 90 days. If you want more information about the contract renewal, you simply click in. It will take you behind the scenes. You will be able to see the contract information, including your start dates and end dates, as well as the line items or services associated to those contracts. If you want more information, again, you can simply drill down to the contract or to the line item level to see more information, including your level of service for this particular charge type, which would be hardware maintenance in this particular, as well as when the charges start and stop. And then finally on the dashboard, you also have the ability to have custom graphs and create your own graphs to drive them into the dashboard. So these are things that you may want to be tracking yourself. I've created a graph specifically around Passport Advantage. Again, this was back before the time of Big Fix and the sell-off, but where companies could see how much of their software, specifically when it came to Passport Advantage, was security, Big Fix, and security systems, and be able to have that representation. So the second section that we will go to is the editor section. Today, since we are focused specifically on the Big Fix, we will go to the software assets. The editor section is just a listing in a specific table. This is a great place to come so that you can view all of the basic information about the data or about what's in the system. This is a great place to come in and do advanced searches and searches to find exactly what you're looking for. All of our columns are laid out the same, and every user has the ability to customize the view so that it's exactly what is important to them. So they can pick and choose what columns show and what columns don't. Likewise, they can move items around by simply dragging and dropping. You also can sort both ascending and descending. If you were looking specifically for just, for instance, Big Fix, very simple to do a simple search. The system will automatically bring back any place within that data table where it sees that string of characters. Again, in this case, we looked specifically for Big Fix. And if you wanted more information about that Big Fix particular grouping of licenses, you can simply drill in and you can see more information about this particular software. If you needed to get more granular in your searching, you also have advanced search capability. So the ability to create an advanced search by selecting multiple criteria, as well as multiple constraints within the criteria. You also have the ability to save your searches. So if there are searches that you run over and over again, you can simply save those searches and then come in and select a save search. All of our grids have the ability to do that export, email, and print functionality as well. And then lastly, we're just going to touch very briefly on the reports functionality. Reports, similar to your editors or your grids, are going to be laid out in those same similar edits or grids. And I've created a custom report that is specific to the passport, or actually this one is the Olive, the actual software. But what's different with reports is the ability to create your own. So you can simply clone a report. You can select what columns you want to see in your report. You can even add your own variables or conditional fields to create that report. And then you can save that report so that you can run it over and over again. The beauty with reports is you also have the ability to share reports. So you can share them with other people within your organization, allowing them then to see custom reports that you have created and shared so that they don't have to go in and create the same report, as well as you can create your own notification. Notifications allow you to create any report and do what I call set it and forget it. You can create a report and have that report generated once a week, once a month, once a quarter, once a year, and land in your inbox or in your colleagues' inboxes at any given time frame again, by simply selecting the report that you want to use, selecting a template to apply to it, a start date of when you want the first one to be received. You can send it only once if you'd like. However, you also have the ability to say, like I said, once per week, once per month, quarter, or year. You can provide a short description, and then you can click Save and Share the notification, and that will then save the notification and then send it out to whomever you have selected to share it with on whatever time frame you've shared it with them. Again, anywhere that you see the drill downs or the magnifying glasses, you can simply drill into the information, which will take you behind the scenes so that you can see more information about that. Likewise, you also have the ability to house documents in the system at the contract level and at the asset level. Again, this was just a very brief tour. We would be more than happy to do a more extensive tour of the system and talk more specifically about some of the challenges that you face when it comes to your asset contract and license management. You would just reach out to your Flagship sales team and request that demo, and we can take you through the portal in more detail.